And here setting would be ready or not, I do not know. Well, okay, yes, setting is ready. Okay, well, salam habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Santa. I am here with you. Agarwal with turtles, yes. Today we are roasting here repeatedly Muskan Madaan, and repeatedly we are talking about the leadership, but in this case, today's keyword is about Ketan Agarwal's death, and here well, we would discuss the reality of Ketan Agarwal's death that is linked to words that is linked to here real estate business. Okay, and here in the real estate business, we require the architect teams. Okay, and now let's take the moments. In this case, here is the points. Well, it is the YouTube Israel, and now you can play this. Okay. Now here we can see the points. Well, I think here I would be some times. Well, yes, her point is why leadership is masculine, and here accordance with the statement of Muskan Madan, she has been taught that if and women can give up intelligence, leadership, she would be attractive. And here, now I would check the points what is the realities. And in these realities, here we could get the check the moments. The girl to be her Muskan Madan is neither intelligence and nor attractive in this moment. And now here the points is Ketan Agarwal real estate business. Okay. Now here we can see this is the moment here that we could find what is written. Ketan Agarwal was a prominent real estate entrepreneur from Pune, Maharashtra, known as his roles as Chief Marketing Officer of the Success Groups. Okay, and it is he, Ketan Agarwal. Okay, now here is the point. So, if Ketan Agarwal would be alive, if Shreya Ghoshal would not eliminate Ketan Agarwal, then what is the project goes to Ketan Agarwal? Here, I would show you the real estate related the points. Well, it is the project of the Hotel of 75,000 story of United States of America only for football professional players. Okay. Now here we can see these points. Yes, it is the somehow it's going on the 75,000 story. Okay. And now let's check the moments. What is the today's match? Well, in here we can see in today's match. Well, here it is almost Netherlands versus Morocco, and it would be here on Mexico. On the other hand, according we can see the match between Ivory Coast versus Norway. It would be in Arlington, the city of Texas, provincial state of United States of America. Okay, and now in these cases, here we can state the moments. And now, well, now let's check it. What is the architectures as some points? Well, how much cost of metals to build the stadium at us? 5,000 storage building with weight of raw metals. In these cases, now let's check the points. According with architect teams, here structural steel required almost 200 million tons. Well, reinforced concrete requires here 1,200,000,000 tons. Okay. Now in these cases, what is the cost of structural steels? That is almost here 200 billions. And what is reinforcement concrete cost? That is almost 500 billions. Okay. Now here total material cost is almost 1 trillion United States dollars. And here we can see. Now let's check the points. In these cases, the contract cost almost 2.3 trillion United States dollars. And now it is the moment it can be goes to Ketan Agarwal if and only if Ketan Agarwal would alive. Okay. Now here we can see the points when we are talking about one building with the story of 5,000. It requires almost 2.3 trillion United States dollars. Now here we can see that would be the thousands of buildings in one city of United States of America. And in that case, each building of 5,000 stories can contains and contract cost to be 2.3 trillion United States dollars. And hence, whatever the 1,000 buildings that cost almost 2.3 quadrillion United States dollars. That means here the contract of 2.3 quadrillion United States dollars can be successfully dealt with Ketan Agarwal if and only if Ketan Agarwal would be alive. But unfortunately, what's going on in these cases? Ketan Agarwal has been died on several days earlier, where the eliminator was his fiancée Sheikh. And now here we could see there's some toxic feminists are supporting Sheikh. Even Muskan Madaan did not mention the points here. Sheikh was wrong. And here now let's found the today's topic. Here, Muskan Madaan state that why leadership is masculine, why is possible that women would give up the leadership should be attractive as a statement of whom Muskan Madans. That is the significant moments. Okay. Now here we can see these points. Now here when talking about the real estate groups here, women can be chief marketing officers. Now let's check it. What is going on? In that cases, here we can find some things here. Here would be 1,000 buildings, and each of 1,000 building would contain we have 10 story for one buildings out of 1,000 buildings. And now in that cases here we can see that would be 2.3 million United States dollars can be dealt with the sister of Sheikh hustles, that can be the women to be chief marketing officers. Where what is the parts Ketan, when Ketan Agarwal would be alive, here would be signed up as an 2.3 trillion United States dollars as a signature deals. Okay. Now here is the moments that what is the gross domestic products of India? That is here 4.19 United States dollars as we search on June 2026. And in this cases, what is 2.3 sum by 4.19? That is here 6.49 trillion United States dollars. That can be here we can see these points. Well, out of 6.49 trillion United States dollars, Ketan Agarwal contribution is 2.3 trillion United States dollars. That is the significant moments of Ketan Agarwal's funds. Okay. Now let's check the architectural moments. Here I can mention it. Okay. And now we can see this is the moments, and here okay. Now let's talk about the points. Well, here we can see structural steels requires almost 200 million tons. That means 2 multiplied by 10 to the power what's 8 tons. That means here 2 multiplied by 10 to the power 11 kilograms. Okay. Now here we can see what is the moments that plane can carry. Well, here plane can carry here almost what's 5 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 kilograms plane can carry. And here we can see this moments. And now here is the significant terms as a plane carriers. Okay. Now let's talk about the calculations. What is 2 multiplied by 10 to the power 11 divided by 5 multiplied by 10 to the power 5? That is 4 multiplied by 10 to the power 5. In that cases, here 4 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 times planes here can carry here 2 multiplied by 10 to the power 11 kilograms, because one plane can carry here 5 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 kilograms. In this here is the significant points. Okay, and now let's check it at the moments. Well, empty planes weight is here 4 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 kilograms as an empty plane. Well, now here what is the weight of payload planes? Plane payload is almost here almost 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 kilograms for one planes. Okay, now here we can see this parts. What is the payload of 4 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 planes? That is, here we can see 4 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 5. That means 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 10 kilograms as a payload of here 4 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 times planes. And now let's check at the moments. In these cases, what is the plane velocity? Here I am here to discuss with you. Okay, in these cases, now let's check at the points. Here we can see it is the points. Departure is Pune, the city of Maharashtra, provincial state of India. Well, and here arrival is Houston, the state of city of Texas, provincial state of United States of America. And here, what is the flying distance? That is here 15,884 kilograms. Here 90. I apologize. 15,884 kilometers, 90 meters. That means almost 16,000 kilometers. Okay. Now here is the momentums. Here is my calculations. Okay, and here we can see what is here. What would be the plane velocity as a lowest velocity? In that cases, plane velocity can be 256,000 kilometer per second. Okay. And now here we can see the points because the flying distance is 16,000 kilometers. Okay. And now here is the moments. What is the flying timings? We do not know, and let's get the points to know it, and it would be clear cut moments. Here I am trying to know it, and now. Here we can see, well, 16 divided by 256. Now what's going on? That would be here 0.0625. Okay. And now here we can see these moments. Well, now let's check the points. Departure time would be morning 6 o'clock. What would the calendar? Morning 6 o'clock, June 30, 2026. Well, arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 0.625. I apologize. Morning 6 o'clock, 0.0625 second past, June 30, 2026. And now, here we can see the points. When the point is about the real estate business, here the architect team and construction team should be punctual at any cost. And now, in these cases, architect teams and punctual teams would be punctual. Hence, they contains the flying time to be 0.0625 seconds. And now, that is the significant points. Well, and now here it is about the one buildings that contains here structural steel to be here 200 millions. Now, what about the 1,000 buildings when here plane payload is almost 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 10 kilograms. That can be here for 1,000 building, that can be here 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 13 kilograms as a payload total payloads of the planes. And now here is the significant times at the points. Well, and it is about the man leadership in real estate business. Now, when we can see this for now, Sheikh Gosal has eliminated our honorable businessman Ketan Agarwal. Now let's check it what is going on. And here probably in the real estate business of the family farm, here women and to be Ketan Agarwal's sister can be the business women of the for following real estate business. And now what is the problems that can be here clear cut points? Well, first of all, here we can see the structural. There would be not building. There would be slum in United States of America accordance with women leadership in real estate business. Secondly, let's assume that here would be 1,000 buildings in United States of America with the story of every building would be 5,000, but still in these cases what about the what if women can be leader of the real estate business? In that cases the plane velocity would be 60 kilometer, 60 kilometer per hour as a plane velocity. In that cases, what will be the points? Here we can see this here that flying time would be almost 83 days, 4 hours. And now let's check the points. What is 83 days, 4 hours? Now here we can see, well, we contains July and August to be here 62 days. Now what is 83 subtracted by 62? That is here 21. And it arrival date would be September 21, 2026. And here we can see the points. That means arrival time would be 16. Morning 10 o'clock, September 21, 2026. When departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, June 30, 2026. And now here we can see as a real estate business. Now let's take the points. What is the difference between leadership of man to be real estate businessman versus leadership of women to be real estate business persons? Now in these cases, well, when we have to carry the structural still to be here. Now just we have to carry the structural building to be structure. Well, now let me concentrate. When we have to carry here structural steel to be here 2 multiplied by 10 to the power 11 kilograms. And what is the women's what is real estate business women's velocity? That is 16 kilometer per hour. And what is the Ketan Agarwal's velocity? That would be 256,000 kilometer per second. Now, where is 256,000 kilometer per second and where is 60 kilometer per hour? That is the significant difference at the moment. It is the compromisation of punctuality by the real estate business women in lieu of Ketan Agarwal's. And in that cases, significantly 2.3 trillion United States dollars business loss. Okay, and now here is it is the first point. And now let's come into the point about the second momentums. In that cases, what's going on? Now here we can see uh, what is the departure times when both of arrival time is here morning 6 o'clock June 30, 2026. In that case, here morning 6 o'clock June 30, 2026 as the departure times. Ketan Agarwal's arrival time is morning 6 o'clock 0.25 seconds past June 30, 2026, where real estate business women's arrival time would be morning 10 o'clock September 21, year 2026. Now where is morning departure time as morning 6 o'clock 0.0625 seconds past June 30, 2026, and where is here morning 10 o'clock September 21, 2026. That is the significant compromisations of punctuality by the following real estate business women in lieu of Ketan Agarwal. And now, what is the reasons? What is the effects? And here we can see, here would be the loss of 2.3 trillion United States dollars earned by India in real estate business when the contract is between the city of United States of America versus India. And now, in this case, that is the probable reason that Shia Ghoshals is eliminating the honorable businessman Ketan Agarwal. I mistakenly pronounced Chetan, it would be Ketan. And now, let's check the moments. And here I have mentioned the following here significant terms as a velocity and the travel time punctualities. And now, let's check about the kinetic powers. Okay. Now here we can see next topic about Ketan Agarwal's kinetic powers. Okay. Now Ketan Agarwal's kinetic powers would be calculated as an Albert Einsteinian kinetic powers method. Okay. And now let's check it. What is kinetic powers? That is kinetic energy divided by travel times. And what is travel times? What is the kinetic energy? That would be the statistic energy multiplied by bracket of lambda subtract by 1 bracket close. Yes, friends. Now, what is the statistic energy of the Ketan Agarwals? In that cases, now here we can see Ketan Agarwals here 400,000 planes payload is almost here 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 13 kilogram. Here 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 13 kilograms for what? For the 1,000 buildings of United States of America, where each building contains 5,000 story. Here what is the statistic energy of the 400,000 planes of Ketan Agarwal? That would be the coins. Here calculation is 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 13 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 16. And now, because the equation is weight of 400,000 planes payloads multiplied by velocity of light square, where velocity of light is 3 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Hence, the velocity of light square is 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 16 meter per second square. Okay. And now let's take this. What is 10 to the power 13 multiplied by 10 to the power 16? That is almost 10 to the power 10 multiplied by 10 to the power 19. That would be 10 to the power 29. Okay. And now let's take the points. What is 36 multiplied by 9? That is the clear-cut question answer. That is 324. And now here statistic energy of here 400,000 plane of Ketan Agarwal's payload is here 324 multiplied by 10 to the power 29 joules. And now it is the points. But here we have to calculate the value of lambda subtract by 1. Now let's check it. What is the equation of lambda? Now here we can see the equation of lambda is 1 divided by square root of bracket of 1 subtract by b square divided by c square enter bracket close. And now, but first of all we have to calculate the what is here velocity of the 400,000 planes divided by velocity of light. That is here 256 divided by 300. Okay. And now in that cases, well here we can see this moments. Now let's check the points. 256 divided by 300, that is would be the words 0.8534. Okay. Now let's check the points. Let's calculate the value of lambda subtract by 1. Now let's check it. 0.8534 and now here we can see these moments. The value of lambda is 1.91845 and hence here we can see the value of lambda subtract by 1 is 0.91845. Okay. Now let's check at the points. What is the kinetic energy? In this cases, here kinetic energy is here 324 multiplied by 10 to the power 29. Well, multiplied by watts, the 0.91845. And now let's check it. What's going on? That is almost 25.758 nonillion watts. Okay. Now let's check the points. It is almost 29.8 multiplied by 10 to the power 30 watts. Now let's check the moments. Well, here we can see what is 30, that is 24. Subtract by 6. I have looked at 24 sum by 6 is 30. And here we can see it. Here is the moment, that is here 29.8 multiplied by 10 to the power 24 megawatts. Okay. Now you can see this points. What is 24? That is 15 sum by 9. Well, that means here we can see that it is 29.8 billion quadrillions megajoules. Okay. Now we know that here 0.0625 is here 16 divided by 256. Now what is here 256 divided by 16, that is 16. And here let's check it. What is the kinetic powers? In that cases, here we can see what would be the kinetic powers. Well, oh my god, nice. And here we can see 29.8. Well, 29.8 multiple by 10 to the power 30. Well, that can be multiple by words 16. And now in this points, that would be here 476.8 multiple by 10 to the power 30 watts. Now what is the meaning of that? In that cases, here that is here 476.8 billion quadrillions megawatts. And now that is the 476.8 billion quadrillions megawatt is required to contain here structural steel to be here 2 multiple by 10 to the power 11 kilograms for here I apologize here 2 multiple by 10 to the power 14 kilograms of structural steel as a carried for here 1000 buildings of United States of America, where each building contains here 5000 stories in United States of America. That is the points. And in these cases, here Ketan Agarwal is planning to build the points. This is the part of his real estate business. And now let's check it. Now let's see. What if the women would be the leader of the real estate business? That is the significant moment as we could see. Well, now here we can see 400,000 planes payload is here 36 multiple by 10 to the power 13 kilograms. Hence here half of 400,000 planes payload would be watts. That would be here 18 multiple by 10 to the power 13 kilograms. Well, because in that case kinetic power would be in the method of the Isaac Newtonian kinetic powers. Okay, because the velocity would be 16 kilograms per hour. I mean 16 kilometer per hour. Well, now let's check it. What is 16 kilometer per hour? That is here 16 multiple by 1000 divided by 3600 meter per second. That means here 160 divided by 36 meter per second. Okay. And now let's check the points. What is 160? That is 4 multiple by 40. And now we can see in this moment what is 36? That is here 4 multiple by 9. And in these cases, the calculation of the 16 kilometers per hour is 40 divided by 9 meter per hour. And now here we can see that would be the clear cut about 4.5 meter per second is the meaning of 16 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now here we can see, let's get the journeys. Well, now here we go. Let's talk about the parts. What is 4.5 square when we can calculate the kinetic powers of the women to be leader of the real estate business. What is the velocity square? That is 16 kilometer per hour entire square. And now here we can see 4.5 square would be here. Well, it is almost 20.25 meter square per second square. And now in this cases, now here we can see what is the calculations of the kinetic energy of all planes of under women to be leader of the real estate business, to be the sister of Ketan Agarwal. In that cases, that would be here, calculations would be here of Canadic as would be 18 multiplied by 10 to the power 13 multiplied by 20.25. Now here we can see that is the calculation moments. Well, now here we can, well, 20.25 multiplied by 18, that is 364.5 multiplied by 10 to the power 3 joules. Okay, I have looked at 364.5 multiplied by 10 to the power 13 joules. Okay, now it is the beautiful calculations as we could see. Now that is so beautiful. But now let's check it. What is 83 days 4 hours as the flying times? That would be 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 seconds. And now let's calculate at the moments. Well, and here we can see that is going on. Well, 364.5 multiplied by 10 to the power 13. That can be divided by, well, 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 5. And now let's check it. What's going on? That would be almost, well, 1.1. Here we can see 1,012,500,000 watts. As round figures, it would be almost 11,000. It is almost 1,100 megawatts. Now let's controls and comparisons at the. Here we can see the comparison would be the beautiful moments. Okay. Well, Ketan Agarwal's kinetic power is here 476.8 billion quadrillions megawatts. On the other hand, his sister to be the real estate business women's kinetic power would be 1100 megawatts. Now where is here 476.8 billion quadrillions megawatt and where is 1100 megawatts? That is here significant loss for here real estate business. And here in these cases, well, in the hands of the sister of the Ketan Agarwal, real estate business can be bankrupt. And in this points, now what is the today's gross domestic products of India? That would be 4.19 trillion United States dollars accordance with June 2026. Now what would be the June? And now let's take it. Now we can subtract 4.19 by 2.3. That would be here 2.19 subtract by 0.3. That is 1.89. That means, well, after the death of Ketan Agarwal, Indian gross domestic product would be probably 1.89 1.89 trillion megawatt. I would take a rest. Well, Indian gross domestic product would be 1.89 trillion United States dollars. When that could be here 6.49 trillion United States dollars if and only if Ketan Agarwal would be alive. Well, for one building of United States of America, when one building would be 5,000 stories, and in these cases, that would be the significant moments. In fact, in the real estate businessman, we could see here Ketan Agarwal was an potentiality to be here next Gautam Adani. And now, in this case, that is the significant points. Well, and now, in the next part of the reality of Ketan Agarwal's test will be the geopolitical, but now today's live stream is in the category of science and technology. Okay, and now let's check it, what's going on. Well, and here we can see one. Now, here we can discuss about the fuels. It is the reasons they will Ketan Agarwal contains the potentiality to build gross domestic products of India as a 6.49 trillion United States dollar from 4.19 United States dollars. Here is the reasons. Well, now here women are somehow the anti-Indian economies. Women are against the economies of India. In these cases, Sheikh cannot tolerate the businessman to be man like a Ketan Agarwal. And now, here we can see. Now here I would discuss the 2-minute psychologies. What is women's demands? Nowadays, here women demands is she want to marry a feminine man. The women cannot tolerate the existence of the masculine man. And now, how Ketan Agarwal is a masculine businessman of the real estate business. Here I have mentioned it as a in 45 minutes live stream in the topic of the real estate business, when the topic is the reality of Ketan Agarwal's death. And now here we can see these points. Well, Indian real estate business can be scientific, that is out of tolerance of Shia Ghosals. And hence, here one of the scientific real estate businessman is the fiancé of Shia Ghosals, that is out of the tolerance of Shia Ghosals. Hence, Shia Ghosals want to eliminate the here Ketan Agarwal, and she eliminated Ketan Agarwal. Well, first time attempt she failed. Well, second time efforts she successfully eliminated the Ketan Agarwal. That is the significant points. Well, now let's back to the Ketan Agarwal potentialities. And here we can see these points. Well, what is the fuel of Ketan Agarwal's 400,000 plans? That would be here. That would be artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. And now, in these cases of the four moments, and now here we can see this payload times. Well, now here is the moment that why we have discussed the kinetic energy. We have calculated the kinetic energies. in these cases. And now let's check it. What's going on? And in this moment, here 29.8 multiplied by 10 to the power 30 joules as an kinetic energy can be divided by what? The bracket of, well, 15,408 as a joule per kilogram per Kelvin, or as a specific heat of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. And here, what is the weight? The weight is 2.91 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 642 kilograms of artificial solar arc reactors with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. Okay, that would be possible if and only if here 2 multiplied by 10 to the power 14 kilograms of structured steels would be arrive on the targeted skyscraper city of United States of America in the period when Ketan Agarwal is alive. And now that is the problematic for Sheikh because her finance real estate business is 100% scientific. And now we are going to see the points. Well, women cannot tolerate husband existence where the husband would be the scientific businessman. Even nowadays, women cannot tolerate Elon Musk, women cannot tolerate Larry Page, women cannot tolerate here husband like a Mark Zuckerberg, and women cannot tolerate husband like a business Bill Gates. Even here Sam Altman is homosexual man because of the women's mentality. Because here women cannot tolerate husband like a Sam Altman. Okay. Now it is the moment. Here is why Shia Ghoshals eliminate Financy Ketan Agarwal. Okay. Now let's check at the points. After the death of Ketan Agarwal, his sister would be the real estate businesswoman. But now let's check it. What would be going on? Okay. Now here you can see these points. Now her kinetic energy, the sister of Ketan Agarwal's kinetic energy would be 364.5 multiplied by 10 to the power 13. And now let's check it. Hence her fuel would be petrols. And now let's check it. What's going on? That would be here 364. I apologize. 364.5 multiplied by 10 to the power 13. That as a kinetic energy can be divided by bracket of 2 joule per kilogram per Kelvin as an specific heat of petrol multiplied by 50 as a highest temperature difference multiplied by 0.7778 kilogram per liter as a density of petrols. And now let's check it what's going on. That would be almost 46.9 trillion liters of petrols. Okay. Now here you can see the points. What is the cost of 46.9 trillion liters of petrol. Well, 46.9 multiplied by 2 is always here 92 sum by 9 multiplied by 2 and 0.9 multiplied by 2, that is 93.8. In this case, here 93.8 trillion United States dollars would be spent on 46.9 trillion liters of petrol on 400,000 place of the sister of the Ketan Agarwal in the purpose of business, real estate business. And now, in these cases, well, now in this point, when women would be the leaders of the real estate business, and the project would be 1,000 buildings of a city of the United States of America, where each building of the following city contains the story to be 5,000 stories. And now, in this moment, that is the points that can journeys that can carry moments. And in these cases, here when 93.8 trillion United States dollars from India would be spent, and here we can see that would be almost 88 trillion United States dollars India would lose from the gross domestic products as an extra. In this case, the points here, real estate business would be the short towns where following real estate business firm was started by the Ketan Agarwal, but now it is under the hand of the sister of Ketan Agarwal. That is here that is acceptable for Shia Ghosal, but Shia Ghosal's finance Ketan Agarwal would be the future husband to be here scientific real estate businessman, that is out of tolerance of Ketan Agarwal's future wife here Shia Ghosal. And now that is the significant points. Well, why Shia Ghosal eliminate Ketan Agarwal? That is here just in the purpose to conversions of scientific leadership of finance real estate business into the super shares real estate business. I mean, Shia Ghosal just want that Ketan Agarwal's scientific real estate business should be unscientific real estate business in any hook and any crook. That that means Ketan Agarwal's real estate business contains the unscientific leadership. That is the wish of Shia Ghosal, but Shia Ghosal's finance Ketan Agarwal contains the scientific leadership in his real estate business. Okay, now that is the reality of Ketan Agarwal's death. Okay, now and here I have mentions about the only about structural hits. Now here we can see I have mentioned only the structural stills. Now, what about the reinforced concrete? In these cases, here we can see the moments to be reinforced concretes. That is the significant journeys at the points. Okay. Well, reinforced concrete payload is same as in structural steels. And now let's get the points. Okay. Velocity is same and travel time is same. But now let's check it. What is total reinforced concrete for one building with the story of 5,000 stories? That would be here requires as in 1200 million tons. That means here 1200 billion kilograms. It is almost well 12 multiplied by 10 to the power 11 kilograms for one building. Now what is about 1000 buildings? The reinforced concrete requires here 12 multiplied by 10 to the power 14 kilograms. And now let's check at the moments. Here we can see these points. What is 12 multiplied by 10 to the power 14 divided by here 5 multiplied by 10 to the power 5. Here 14 is subtracted by 5 is always 9. And here we can see this the points to 120 divided by 5. That we can see this is the moment about 24. That means it would be here 24 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 times planes. Okay. And now let's check at the points. One place here contains here one place payload is 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 kilograms. But what about the 24 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 times planes payloads? That is here 24 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 kilograms. That means here we can see what is 24 multiplied by 9, that is 240 subtracted by 24. That is 220 subtracted by 4, that is 216. Well, then we can see this points that the reinforcement concrete payload is 216 multiplied by 10 to the power 13 kilograms. And here that is the moments as a payload points. Now, what is payload statistic energy? That is the significance. Payload statistic energy is here 216 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 13 multiplied by here 10 to the power 16. That is here 216 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 29. And now here is the moments at the points. What is 216 multiplied by 9? That is the moments at the points. 216 multiplied by 9 is 1944. And here you can see 1944 multiplied by 10 to the power 29. And now, when we are talking about Ketan Agarwal's planes to be the payloads of reinforcement concretes, now what is the kinetic energies? That is 1944 multiplied by 10 to the power 29. Okay. Now here you can see this points. What is 1944 multiplied by 10 to the power 29? That can multiply by here 0.91845 as a value of lambda subtract by 1. That can be almost watts. That is, the kinetic energy would be 1.79 multiplied by 10 to the power 32 joules. Okay, and now let's check the points. 1.79 multiplied by 10 to the power 32 joules can be multiplied by 16. And now let's check is what's going on. Well, that is 2.864 decillion watts. Okay. Now let's check is what is 33 subtract by 6. That is almost 27. Okay. Now what is 10 to the power 27? That is 1 octolens. Well, and here we can see this moments here 1 octolens multiplied by 10 to the power 6 is always 1 decillions. Hence we can see here kinetic powers of Ketan Agarwal is here 2.864 octolens megawatts. And this is the moment of the points. Well, the complete payload is 260 multiplied by 10 to the power 13 kilograms. Hence, what is the half of payloads? That would be 108 multiplied by 10 to the power 13 kilograms. Okay. Now here we can see that is the momentum at the points. Now, after the death of Ketan Agarwal, who would be here the next business person of his real estate business? That would be his sister. Now, under the women leaderships, what would be going on? In that cases, that is the significant dangerous moments that what would be going on after the women leaderships. Here we can see these points. Would be the kinetic energies? That is 108 multiplied by 10 to the power 13. Well, that can be multiplied by 20.25. Now let's check it. What's going on? That is that is almost 21.87 quadrillions watts. That means here we can see what is 15 is subtract by 6. That is here 9. That means 21.87 billion megajoules. It is almost 21.87 multiplied by 10 to the power 16 joules. But now, let's check the moments. What would be the kinetic powers? In that case, here, now here you can see, here kinetic powers is almost 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 5. And now, that would be almost here 6.075 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 watts. That means 6075 megawatts. Okay. Now we can see those points. When Ketan Agarwal contains the leadership of the real estate business, his plain kinetic power is 2.864 octillion megawatts. But when the sister of Ketan Agarwal command his real estate business, the plane's kinetic power is 6075 megawatts. Now where is 6075 megawatts and where is 2.864 octillions megawatts? That is the significant difference at the moment. In these cases, here, here is the answer that why leadership is masculine and why the man's leadership on the real estate business can be progress for the national gross domestic products, and it is the moments that is the cause that is the reality of the Ketan Agarwal states. And here we can see if Ketan Agarwal put alive when the topic is about 12 multiplied by 10 to the power 14 kilograms of reinforced concrete. Well, sister cannot contain the plane system with the kinetic power to be 6075 megawatts. Moreover, brother Ketan Agarwal can condense the plane system with the kinetic power to be 2.864 octillions megawatts. And now that is the significant realities as the moments. It is the reasons that why the toxic feminists Sheikh eliminate whom here finance Ketan Agarwal. But here we can see what is the points of Muskan Madaan. Here Muskan Madaan's question is why leadership is masculine. Because when the topic is to carry the reinforced concrete of with a weight of here 12 multiplied by 10 to the power 14 kilograms. In this cases, the plane system kinetic power would be 2.864 octillions megawatts. That is my boy, and that is the significant moments. Okay, now here we can see what is the fuel system in the topic of man leadership in real estate business versus women leadership in the real estate business. And here we can see that is some significant moments. Now let's check the points. Okay. Well, here we can see man leadership here fuel system would be artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. Hence, how is calculation of the weight? Here fuel weight that is 1.79 multiplied by 10 to the power 32 joule as a kinetic energy divided by bracket of what? Divided by bracket of 15,408 joule per kilogram per kelvin as a specific heat of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius multiplied by the following temperatures bracket close, and hence the fuel would be 1.74 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 641 kilograms of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. But what about the real estate business when the leadership goes to sister of the Ketan Agarwals? In that cases, here we can see that would be 21.87 multiplied by 10 to the power 15 joules as a kinetic energy divided by 100 as a multiplication between here specific heat of petrols by the temperature difference multiplied by here 0.778 kilogram per liters as a uh, okay, kilogram per liters as an density of petrols. And now you can see that would be the moments. Well, that is almost 282 trillion liters of petrols would be required. Now, what is the multiplication between 2 and 282? That is here 564. That means their petrol expenditure by the sister of Ketan Agarwal would be 564 trillion United States dollars. And here we can see that is almost 100 times destruction of gross domestic products of India. Well, that is here the points of benefits of Shia cells. She can accept his fiance to be the brother of an unscientific real estate businesswoman, but she cannot accept fiance as a scientific real estate businessman. Hence, that is the reason that why Shia Ghosals eliminate Ketan Agarwals, and now just because the masculine leadership in what the masculine leadership is in the real estate business to produce here a city of United States of America with 1,000 buildings, where each building contains here 5,000 stories. And now, and here is the moment that, well, is any doubt for Muskan Madaan that why leadership is masculine? And now, when the personally in the personal discussion of Muskan Madaan is neither attractive nor she can contest the what leaderships. Okay. Now see you then. For the now here we can see. Well, here I can discuss the scientific reasons, realities of Ketan Agarwal's death. And now, it is the moment. See you then. For the best. Love you. And here we can see the but sometimes in the topics of Ketan Agarwal's death realities, well, today's live stream is the scientific, and somehow the next live stream or the next live stream would be the geopoliticals. But here would be the scientific moments. Now see you then for the best. Well, love you.